outing as he makes his 10th start of the season. He beat Washington his last time out 9-4. 2 hits in the second inning on 8 hits, 6 strikeouts to run his record to 4-3.
Ricky has had a very impressive month, and he will face Shane Victorino, the leadoff man for the Phillies. This is the final interleague series for the Blue Jays. And Romero winds and fires. This game is now underway. It's time to play a little baseball here on Rogers Sportsnet. We thank you for joining us. Jamie Campbell is with Pat Tabler and Sam Cosentino.
Lots of speed from Shane Victorino. They lose Rollins, who's sitting out. You just mentioned that, Jamie. It's awfully nice to have a guy like Victorino just shove right in there at the leadoff spot.
Wonderful guy indeed. Great speed. And he's got it 1-1 as he faces Romero. Here's the breaking ball away.
He also has extra base pop in that bat. Combination of a little bit of power and a whole lot of speed. He's got 5 triples, which is tied for first in the National League. He's also got 19 doubles and 5 home runs.
He fouls that one straight back and out of play. It is hard to figure the Phillies, Pat. They have played so well on the road this year and so poorly at home. Their road record is 24-11, and they've only won 13 games at Citizens Bank Park in Philly.
And they lead the National League despite having that losing record at home.
There's the throw down at first, and Romero gets a strikeout of Shane Victorino. Time for a scouting report.
I think that's pretty ironic that he ends up striking out the first batter he faces, because that's what he did a lot of the last time he faced these Phillies team. 9 strikeouts altogether for the 7 innings that Romero had, a lot of them on breaking balls. Look at Raul Ibanez's back away from that curveball. So if he has that curveball working along with that good fastball and changeup, you might see a lot more strikeouts from Ricky Romero tonight. To finish that thought about them leading the East despite having a losing record at home, only one team in a non-strike year had a losing record at home and still won their division.
That was
the Atlanta Braves in 2001. Oh. Their record was 40-41, but beat these same Phils by 2 games.
Something will change. This team is designed to play in their home field. Here they're on the road against the Blue Jays. Chase Utley hitting second. And you talk about an all-around tremendous player. Here is one.
Well, he gives you power from the second base slot right on top of that plate. He hits from an open stance, so it's hard to jam him with anything.
Romero falls behind here 3-0. Ricky's last start was Sunday in Washington. Picked up his 4th victory of the year. Got an early 4-0 lead in that ball game and was able to settle in against the Nationals. His counterpart tonight is Cole Hamels. And if you'd said that Ricky Romero would be in the rotation for the Blue Jays this year and have a record equal to Hamels and a better ERA, I would have said, I don't think that's possible. But that is indeed the case, as he gets a strike to run the count 3-2.
I guess it would depend on when you said it. You said it in April. Ricky
Believable.
had a fantastic,
absolutely
fantastic April.
Prior to spring training?
Yeah.
But this has been a bit of a surprising year for the Blue Jays. And on 3-2, Romero gets a foul from Utley. Already 1 strikeout in the books here in the first inning. And now the payoff again. And this one is golfed foul and out of play. Romero started June by beating Zach Greinke for his 3rd win of the year. Had a great outing in Texas, but took a loss despite giving up only 1 run over 6 1/3. Got a no decision in Philadelphia with a career-high 9 strikeouts, and beat Washington last time out. As that ball is headed for Millar, and Romero over to cover the bag quickly.
Here is how the Blue Jays will line up for Ricky Romero. tonight. A couple of changes for the Jays from yesterday. Jose Bautista will take over in left field with the left-hander Cole Hamels on the mound. That will be his 19th start in left field for Cito Gaston. There's Kevin Millar, who will man first base tonight. Lyle Overbay with a night off.
2 gone, and Jason Worth steps in.
You were talking about the great month that Ricky Romero has had. This is his 5th start this month. His ERA is under 3, and you mentioned some really good hitting teams. You mentioned Texas. You mentioned Philly now twice. He has held those teams to a batting average this month of just .238. Pretty impressive stuff.
He's up against a Blue Jay killer here in Jason Worth, at least in the last 2 years.
Every time we turn on the highlights, we see him going deep, especially at Citizens Bank Park, which is a great home run hitter's ballpark.
He hit 3 in the last series, and then last year against the combination David Percy and Jesse Litch, hit 3 in 1 game. Home runs aplenty for the XJ when he faces his old employer. 2-2 is the count here, just underway from Rogers Center in Toronto. The kick and the pitch from Romero, breaking ball on the ground to Roland. And he is right at the letters at first base. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils. Marco Scutaro to lead off when we continue on Rogers Sportsnet. Time for a quick look at the Blue Jays lineup. Marco Scutaro at the top. Aaron Hill is hitting second, and you could get a private hitting lesson from the second baseman if you continue to tune in to our live charity auction. There's the number on Scott Rowland, who is hitting oh so well right now. 14 consecutive games with a base hit. And Alex Rios moves down to the number 7 slot for the first time tonight against the World Series MVP left-hander Cole Hamels.
Coming off one of his best starts of the season, 8 innings versus Baltimore, 2 earned runs. He also got 10 strikeouts against the O's. No walks, which is important. Still picked up the loss as their offense. The Phillies offense could only score 1 run against the O's in that game.
First man up is marvelous Marco Scutaro, the shortstop and leadoff man, who went just 2 for 13 in the Cincinnati series. He gets under this one and pops it up. Bruntlett is the shortstop tonight, and he puts away Scutaro for out number 1.
Well, you saw Bruntlett at shortstop. He will take over for Jimmy Rollins, and this is the best fielding team in the National League. They've committed just 27 errors all season long. John Mayberry Jr. in left field, Victorino and Worth in the outfield. Feliz, who's an excellent third baseman, will be joined by Bruntlett, Utley, and Howard to make up the infield, and Carlos Ruiz will be doing the catching tonight as part of the battery with Cole Hamels.
Hamels with the first pitch inside to Aaron Hill. who as of yesterday has tied his career high for home runs in a season. And it's only the 26th of June. What a year it's been for this man. There's Hamels with a strike. It's 1-1.
One of the things that I've noticed with Aaron is he's very aggressive, especially early in the count. So we'll watch the pitchers to see if they throw breaking balls early. Hamels did on the first pitch. They're bouncing it up to Hill.
He gets under this, pops it out toward right field. Utley gets out there quickly and makes the catch. And so Hill is retired without number 2, and that brings up Vernon Wells. Recently, Vernon said something to effect of he's been inspired by his new nickname, which is Boo. And obviously, he is showing signs of turning things around. Came up with some critical hits in the series against Cincinnati. Has a pair of home runs inside a week.
He's just not getting beat by the fastball now. It looks like he's getting himself ready. He's getting that front foot down. He lifts it a little bit. Watch it. He's got to make sure he's got to get it down. And then that fastball, he can turn on it with that quick bat. Hitting his timing and rhythm. And if you can get your lower half and your hands going, boy, the bat just seems to just fly through the strike zone.
Vernon's riding a 9-game hit streak. Over that time, he's hit .357. Tattooed a ball off the Cincinnati starter Bronson Arroyo the other night. And he's working against Cole Hamels here, World Series MVP, who hasn't won a game since he dominated the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium on the 4th of June. Pitched a complete game shutout, but has not won since. He's got his sign from Ruiz, and here comes the 2-2 pitch, hit hard on the ground but foul.
That's what we have seen from Vernon over the last week or so. Getting the head out, pulling the ball, hitting the ball hard. You saw the extra bases that he has had in his 9-game hit streak, 5 doubles and 2 home runs. He hit a double here last night into the left field corner that had a great sound to it.
Ball 3. So it's a full count on Vernon.
A month ago, he swings at that and misses it. Now he's taking it for a ball.
And Hamels comes back, and this ball lined to right field, a base hit. So Vernon pushes his hit streak up to 10 and gets on with 2 out.
2 strikes. It looked like he might have been fooled a little bit from Hamels, who threw him a fastball, kind of turned it over, a little bit of a half swing. But a line drive is still the result into right field for a hit. And the hit streak climbs to 10.
And speaking, Pat, of hit streaks, whatever cereal Scott Rowland's been eating every morning is working. 14 straight games. That ties a career high for him. Longest active streak in the major leagues right now. So 1 hit tonight for Rowland, and he'll establish a new career high.
Yeah, he got that 14-game hit streak just a few years ago, back in 2006. Had a good year with the Cardinals. 22 home runs.
And this isn't one of those cheap hit streaks where you get a little single here in a 1-for-5 type situation. He is batting .433 over the course of those 14 games.
And produced a big 2 RBI single in last night's game that tied the score.
2 balls and no strikes as Hamels faces Rowland. 2 gone in the inning, bottom of 1, and Vernon Wells, after a base hit to right field, stands at first. Here's a 2-0 count. It's up high for ball 3.
Three and one with 2 outs is a good time and a good running situation, but it looks like Vernon Wells is having his problems kind of picking up the move of Cole Hamels. Does not have a very large lead, and every time he picks that front foot up, he is moving back towards the bag. See that?
There's a swing and a miss.
Having trouble reading if Hamels is coming over to first. He does have a couple of pickoffs this year.
Here's the Toronto third baseman trying to extend the inning for the Blue Jays. The pitch is on the way, and it's chopped foul. Do not expect a whole lot of base on balls from Cole Hamels. He ranks 3rd among National League pitchers in walks per 9 with just 1.65.
Yeah, we talk about Roy Halladay a lot about his strikeout to walk ratio, which is something like 6 or 7 to 1. Hamels is right there, 72 strikeouts this year, just 14 base on balls. So you step into that batter's box, just be ready to swing it.
Roland does. It's punched right back to Hamels. He makes the throw to first and retires the side. 1 hit, 1 left, and more coming up from our Jays Care Foundation live charity auction when we continue on Rogers Sportsnet. Hitting lessons from Aaron Hill you would take.
I'm a hitter.
Yes, you are.
I'm a former hitter. I don't know that much about pitching. No, I don't know.
It would
be
neat to learn from the best,
yes,
though, wouldn't it?
I think I would take the pitching.
Oh, there's Ryan Howard rolling over to the third baseman, Scott Rowland, who just gets Howard at the bag. The Blue Jays had shifted defensively, and it works here.
Left-handers generally do not pull left-handed pitchers, left-handed hitters, but the Blue Jays, though, play the shift against Ryan Howard, the big, strong first baseman. Ricky Romero gets him to roll over on a ball.
And speaking of big and strong, look at John Mayberry Jr., who's in his first year in the big leagues. Not built like Dad. Big and tall, and he's got a power stroke, too.
I remember young John when he was just a little boy, and he'd come around the ballpark. His dad was our hitting coach in Kansas City, and you'd tell him to do anybody's stance in baseball, and he had it down as a 10-year-old. as a 10-year-old, it was the funniest thing.
Is that right?
You always knew, though, that he would play in the big leagues someday. He's got an athletic build, grew up in the game, knows the game.
He made his major league debut at New Yankee Stadium on May 23rd as Romero deals the 1-1 and gets him to swing. And Big John was there to watch. In fact, he had a home run off Andy Pettitte in his first time in the big leagues, his first hit. So it's rookie against rookie here as Mayberry Jr. faces Romero. And on the 1-2, Romero throws a breaking ball in the dirt.
That one he tried to overthrow right there. If you saw the opening and you saw the curveballs that he threw in the last series against Philadelphia, it was coming out of his hands beautifully, going up and coming straight down. That last curveball right there looked like he tried to put a little something extra on it and threw it right into the dirt.
Big time pitch there. He gets the strikeout. And there are 2 away in the second inning. I don't know what Mayberry Jr. was looking for, but he got a changeup.
You know what makes Ricky Romero so tough when he has his pitches working is he has 2 strikeout pitches. He can throw the changeup to use that as a strikeout pitch, and as we saw in the opening, he can use that curveball that he can have. If he's throwing it for strikes and he's throwing it in a good location, he can use that as a strikeout pitch. Throw in a good fastball if he keeps it down and out of the middle of the plate, and you've got a guy who we have seen this month is a big league pitcher.
He has certainly proven that. 2-1 over the course of June with a 2.96 ERA. He gets a ground ball from Feliz, and he grounds out to short for another 1-2-3 inning. So after 1.5, no score from Toronto. Here is Adam Lind, and he gets a strike. Adams having a very good season, tied for 8th in the American League with 52 runs driven in. 23 doubles this year, ties him for 3rd on the junior circuit. And he slaps that one to short. Bruntlett is there. He fires to first and gets Lind. Well, you can play Sportsnet.ca's Game in the Game while watching this broadcast for a chance to win a 52-inch Sharp Aquos LCD TV. Go now to Sportsnet.ca/baseball game and launch it. First baseman Kevin Millar comes up with one away in the bottom of the second inning. This begins the second home series and a homestand of 3. The Interleague wraps up on Sunday. The Blue Jays and Phillies play an afternoon game here. And then Monday night they begin a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Ooh, Millar fouls that one off the mask of Ruiz. You've got Mark Carlson behind home plate as well.
That's the thing about Millar. He just does not get cheated, especially against lefties, hitting over 300 against him. Let's take a look at Cole Hamels. His 13 starts this year, his first 4. Not very good, 0-2 with an ERA over 7. His last 9, though, seems to be rounding into shape. I wonder if that has anything to do with the long postseason last year.
Long postseason made longer by the fact that apparently Hamels did not turn down an invitation to anything as the World Series MVP. And maybe that had a little bit of an effect in the early part of the season. This is grounded foul. There are luncheons and banquets and late night talk shows to appear on.
Got to take advantage of that.
You might as well. There's a swing from Millar. Kind of a half swing, if you will, and he's gone on strikes.
He can turn that fastball over if he has to. He can cut it in on right-handers. It looked like Millar was looking for something on the inner half, and he paints him on the outside corner.
Well, now it is time for the number 7 hitter to bat, Alex Rios. And Hamels opens with a strike. Alex is hitting 7th for the first time this year. He sets for the 1-1, and it's up and in.
How he's moving that ball in and out against Rios. Alex has had trouble with breaking balls in the series against the Cincinnati Reds. Really opening up that front side and holding off of breaking balls.
Three and 2, and here comes Hamels down low, ball 4. So once again, the Blue Jays have a base runner with 2 out, and Rod Barajas comes up to face his old club.
And a base runner with some speed, so we'll keep an eye on Rios over there at first base. Vernon had trouble picking up the move from Cole Hamels last inning.
When the Blue Jays faced the Phillies a week ago Tuesday, Rios stole a base in the game started by Hamels, but stole it against another left-hander, reliever J.C. Romero. He's watching from first as Barajas hits. And that's way up high for ball 1. The man at the plate leads all American League catchers with 36 runs driven in. Last year he had to split a lot of time with Greg Zahn. This year he is the bona fide #1 catcher. And on the 1-0 pitch, he holds off, and it sails in for strike one.
Calling a good game. He got a good ERA for his pitchers when he is behind the plate. Throwing out about 30% of the base runners trying to steal against him. You throw in 7 home runs and 37 driven in, and he's having a pretty good year, especially out of that number 8 hole.
There's Rios, who drew a 2-out walk. And Barajas at the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hamels with the pitch. It sails again, 3-1.
I was talking to Charlie Manuel today before the game, and he was saying, hey, this Toronto Blue Jay team can really hit. He said they've got some guys up and down that order who can really hit. He said they're very patient also. We've seen that already here with the walk to Rios and now a 3-1 count to Rob Barajas.
And this one drilled up the middle, a diving attempt there by Utley. And Barajas picks up a base hit.
But I wonder if he might have twisted an ankle or something like that coming out of the bag. Or excuse me, coming out of the box. Dwayne Murphy's over there to talk to him. Let's take a look. Hits this one hard right back through the middle. Fastball out over the plate. And here he comes out of the box, and you can see he comes up just a little sore. Time called over at first base by the first base umpire, Tim Cheetah. And they're asking for somebody to come out for Barajas now.
Cheetah's looking for George Poulos, the athletic trainer, and now Cito Gaston. Barajas is down there trying to stretch it out a little bit. The Blue Jays already have one of their catchers on the shelf in Michael Barrett. He's with AAA Las Vegas right now. And Raul Chavez is doing a wonderful job as the backup to Barajas. Pat, he's been a rock behind the plate.
Yeah.
They can ill afford to lose number 20.
He has been a rock. He's been a leader. He's done everything. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue, though. I wonder if it's a hamstring.
Well, the number 2 catcher will have to go into action early in this game against the Philadelphia Phillies. And if I look down at the depth chart, I am aware that the number 3 catcher at this level right now would be John McDonald.
Well, that's something you just don't like to see, the way that he has been swinging the bat, working with his young pitchers. Blue Jays have 4 rookies on their starting staff right now, so they lean very heavily on a veteran catcher. Chavez is going to have to be that guy here tonight.
He takes over at first for Barajas. First and second for the Blue Jays. Bottom of the second. And Jose Bautista is the batter. The number 9 hitter has just 7 hits over his last 42 at bats. And a lone home run that came in the Chicago White Sox series at U.S. Cellular in late April. This ball drifts and it's out of play. And look who's holding a catcher's mask. He's probably explaining to, I think Scott Richmond is down there with him now. I think the last time I actually caught a game would have been Little League growing up in Connecticut.
He's got great hands, so there's no problem there.
True enough. Here's Bautista behind in the count 1-2 with 2 men on. And the pitch from Hamels runs the count 2-2. Should Bautista make it aboard, leadoff man Marco Scudero's in the on-deck circle.
Cole Hamels does a really good job of hiding the baseball when he is in the stretch. You see he's got the ball out in his left hand, but when he comes into that stretch position, he really keeps it close to his body to hide it from the batter.
Here's the pitch, swung on and missed, and Bautista strikes out.
Makes it tough to pick up when you can't see that changeup.
Clearly Bautista was a victim there. Well, the phones are busy, and there are lots and lots. Rogers Fast Facts are brought to you by Canada's fastest mobile network, 3 times faster than any other. Starting pitching so far in the month of June, 5.89 ERA at home, while they've thrown a 2.67 on the road. Let's see if Ricky Romero can reduce that here at Rogers Center tonight.
Usually when you have your #1 catcher back getting his gear on, you have the backup catcher warming up the pitcher between innings. But with Rob Barajas out now, Raul Chavez had the pinch run. He's back getting his gear on. It's the pitching coach who takes over, warming up his pitchers. Brad, that's awfully brave to go out there without a face mask.
Certainly is. And look who's, I don't know, tutoring John McDonald there, a pretty good catcher in his own right. Gene Tennis. All of a sudden, McDonald's made his way from the end of the dugout into the middle with the coaches. As a catcher, now DH tonight, Chris Coast bats first for the Phillies here in the 3rd inning. What a spectacular night for baseball here in Toronto. And we are certainly glad that you've tuned in tonight. I'm Jamie Campbell with Pat Tabler and Sam Cosentino. Ivanka Osmak is handling the duties of the auction, and she'll be with us shortly to provide updates on some of the items up for bid. It'll be Coast, Bruntlett, and Ruiz batting for the Phillies here in the 3rd. Romero with the 2-1, and it's fouled away. If you're wondering about phone numbers to call in and bid on some of the items, 888-871-5789. That's 888-871-5789. And a strikeout for Romero, who is cruising. 7 straight retired. We bring in the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Here's Sam Cosentino.
Thanks so much, Jamie. You look at John McDonald getting tutored, obviously, and I can remember a couple of years ago when the Blue Jays wanted to make him a super sub when John Gibbons was the manager. He took some fly balls in the outfield, but he also did take some reps in the bullpen behind the plate catching, so it's not something he'd be totally unfamiliar to.
Not at all.
All right, I give up. Where is he? Where was Sam right there?
He's down in the seats behind home.
Right below us?
Just look down into that section below and
okay.
Look for the only guy wearing a suit. There he is. Well, you can't see him at home, but he's waving up at us as Eric Bruntlett, who is the shortstop tonight in place of Jimmy Rollins. Now Rollins, who just 2 years ago won the MVP, sits out for the second straight day. In the words of manager Charlie Manuel, I want him to sit and watch and relax. Boy, the pride must take a beating when you're a multi-time All-Star, an MVP 2 years removed,
Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, All-Star, everything. I didn't even see Jimmy out here for batting practice today.
I did not either. I'm told he was here. As Bruntlett awaits the 1-2 and hits a ground ball to Scudero. Let's get a little more on that from Sam.
Well, Pat, I'm behind the plate. I actually have a season ticket here. It's about 12 rows behind the plate, so pretty good gig. We probably should have tried to auction that thing off.
Yeah.
But going back to Jimmy Rollins, Charlie Manuel said he didn't want him to do anything. He's reverted to what he calls his last resort to try and get Jimmy Rollins right. And as opposed to having him take extra work, which is what he did when he's been in slumps previously, he said this time around, forget it. Just don't do anything at all, and I'll let you know when you're back in the lineup.
Just get away from it. Forget about baseball. He says, I need Jimmy Rollins. And he knows he's going to hit eventually this year.
I believe he said before yesterday's game in Tampa Bay that he would sit for 2 games. So we might see J-Roll in the lineup tomorrow afternoon here. Then again, we might not. That's Manuel's decision, and there he is. Two balls and a strike on Ruiz, the catcher. He slaps that foul. And Rollins is a wonderful ambassador to this game. He does a lot of charity work, not only in the Philadelphia area, but across the United States for Major League Baseball. Always available, always friendly. Here's a slapper that goes off the glove of Romero. No problem. Hill is backing him up. And Ricky Romero is perfect after 3.
better way to get close to the team and get to know all about the meet and greet with the Blue Jays Prez and CEO Paul Beeson. Also get to meet Cito Gaston and take a tour of the newly renovated clubhouse. Maybe you'll even get to see Vernon Wells down there. Also get 2 seats for the game, and currently this one's going for $2,100. Call in. Jamie, Pat, back to you guys.
Thank you, Ivanka. No score here in Game 1 between the Phillies and the Blue Jays. There are the lines to call as Marco Scutaro scorches it foul. 888-871-5789. Or for those in Toronto, 416-341-1495. And the bidding takes place until the end of the 7th inning. Keep that in mind. In the Jays' half of the 3rd, it'll be Scutaro, Hill, and Wells here against Cole Hamels. Scutaro airs this one out into left field. And there's Mayberry Jr. out number 1. Commentator clothing is provided in part by Zizenya. Statistical information provided by Stats Inc. You know, one of the items up for bid tonight, Pat, is a trip to see the Blue Jays in New York City, a trip for 2, courtesy of Air Canada Kids Horizons. And you and I know a very good pizza place that we could recommend after the ball game is over.
Is that when is that trip? Is that the one in
August? 10, 11, and 12 are the games. I think you fly in on the 9th.
So we'll be there. We can take them to Ray's.
It's called Ray's. We're not hard to find after the game is over. Ray's Pizza.
Right around the corner. You'll be staying in the same team hotel.
That's right.
The Hilton right there where the ball club is. So you might run into some of the players in the lobby.
And you'll be running into us bringing slices back to our rooms.
And Scotty.
Yeah, Scott Carson. Always tags along. He doesn't double up on the pizza anymore, though. There's Hamels with a 1-1. A breaking ball in the dirt. So it would include a batting practice visit at New Yankee Stadium. And a tour of the new facility. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. You're going to see a home run or two, and I'm told the bidding just went up just moments ago to $3,000 on that one. So that's great news in support of the Jays Care Foundation.
I'm excited to see New Yankee Stadium.
Me too.
That'll be my first trip in there on that trip. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Here's Hill, who swings at a 3-1 pitch. And the count is now full on Aaron, who popped out to second his first time up.
If you've never been to New York and went out to Yankee Stadium, they really do things up nice there. Good pitch. Cole Hamels throws a changeup that actually freezes. Aaron Hill thinks that ball is inside, but it's on the inner half. No argument from Aaron. Hamels has his 3rd strikeout.
There's Vernon Wells again, pops it up. Howard at first, comes in right at the line. And he puts away Wells. 1, 2, 3. The Jays are gone. Here's a look at the place you could be going to. Brand new Yankee Stadium. Right beside the old facility.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts or descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership.
Well done, Pat.
Thank you, sir.
There's a long way up. CN Tower, hard beside Rogers Center here in Toronto. Blue Jays and Phillies for the first of 3. And Ricky Romero has been very good into the 4th inning. 9 up and 9 down so far as he faces Shane Victorino yet again. Everyone talks about that huge home run that Matt Stairs hit in the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium last year, but it was Victorino right ahead of him who hit a game-tying shot off Corey Wade that made it possible for Stairs to hit a 2-run shot that gave the Phillies a lead and propelled them on to the World Series. Stairs certainly enjoying his time in Philadelphia. He told me over a week ago that he has yet to pay for a meal. And there goes the bat, first row right behind the Blue Jays dugout, and everybody's okay. And, you know, that guy's taking all the credit, but I can tell you right now, it's the guy with the hat in front of them that took the force of that bat.
The hat on backwards, right in front of him.
The guy with the hat on backwards is the one who should get any bat the Phillies might send over. I mean, he could be bleeding, for goodness sakes.
I think that deserves something, right? Saving those 2 girls on either side of him there.
And look, the Phillies have not yet made the donation. I seem to recall Jerry Hairston doing that in the last series as Victorino strikes out, and listen to that.
He should walk over and go give him that bat because there's no hits in that bat. Good changeup right there again from Ricky Romero, down and away to Victorino. Ricky's numbers have been creeping up this month. Strikeouts per 9 are now up to 7 strikeouts per 9. His walks per 9 are down to about 3.
Here is a man taking advantage of opportunity. And there's that curveball that misses inside. Two balls, no strikes on Utley, if not for injuries to people like Dustin McGowan and Sean Markham and Casey Jansen at the beginning of the season. Ricky Romero might be pitching right now in Las Vegas, but here he is acquitting himself beautifully at the major league level.
Yeah, to his credit, in spring training, he listened to what Brad Arnsberg had to say. He went out there and worked on it as that ball is fouled back. And they worked on him going towards home plate, working on his mechanics, refining his pitching style. And he is the one who went out there and did it and is earning what he worked for in spring training.
Romero shakes off Chavez a few times and then comes with a 2-1 down low. Part of the restructuring involved a straighter line to home plate. That was one of the things that Brad Arnsberg worked on. And on 3-1, he ends up walking Utley. The Phillies have their first base runner. A lot of it was in his head too, Pat. I remember Arnsberg telling me that he told Ricky that if he believed in his stuff the way that Brad did, he could write his own ticket at this level.
This game is played between your ears sometimes, isn't it? You have to have confidence in your ability, what you can do on the baseball field.
Pitching from the stretch for the first time, and he greets Jason Worth with a strike. Worth grounded out to third baseman Rowland in the first inning. Here's the 0-1 offering, and Chavez keeps it in front. The Blue Jays tonight with 2 hits and a walk against Cole Hamels. The Phillies have finally put a man on base against Ricky Romero, and it comes with 1 out in the 4th inning. He chases Utley back to first. Ricky's only making his 10th start tonight. Remember, he missed about a month with a right oblique strain after making 3 starts at this level. Something he initially injured while sneezing in Minneapolis, oddly enough. 2-1. And a strike on Worth.
Went down to the minor leagues, made 3 starts down there, and the numbers weren't very good. And I thought what he did before he got hurt earned him the right to come back here. I don't think a guy should ever lose his job when he gets injured.
Two and two now. Here's the pitch, and it's shot down the line but foul. Ricky is a 24-year-old from the Los Angeles area. So dominant in high school. In his senior year at Theodore Roosevelt High in East LA, he went 12-1 with a .53 ERA and 162 strikeouts. That got him a scholarship at Cal State Fullerton. He gets a wave there from Worth and a throw down to first. Utley's back just in time. So Worth becomes Ricky's 5th strikeout victim of the evening.
This time it's the yellow hammer. Good job by Chavez to get that ball out of the dirt on the short hop and then have the presence of mind to throw behind the runner and almost pick off Utley. He was out here the other day early with Nick Leva, the catching instructor, working on his throws to second, his throws to third. And then he did something very interesting. They put a batter in the left-handed batter's box, and he worked on pickoff plays over at first base, throwing around the batter in the batter's box. So that doesn't come by itself. That comes with some hard work, being able to do what he just did.
And Chavez, as we've seen, is just a little more active in that respect than Barajas.
Well, the everyday guy really doesn't need to come out here and throw all the time. The Jays will come out here and they will work their pitchers, PFP, pitchers fielding practice. They'll also work on their outfielders someday, working on their throws. You'll see catchers come out here maybe once a homestand and work on their throws, but Chavez, being the backup guy, wanted to stay sharp, and it almost paid off for him right there by getting Utley.
One and one. There's a big cut from Howard. Howard already with 20 home runs this season. And keep in mind, the Phillies are missing their top power hitter in terms of numbers. Raul Ibanez is on the disabled list.
Well, there's no question that this team can hit. They lead the National League in home runs with 101. The only NL team to be in triple digits. And this is the guy who leads them in that category. 173 home runs, more than Albert Pujols since 2006.
2 balls and a strike. Romero deals, and it's hit high in the air but well out of play out in the seats past left field. And I'm not sure Ryan Howard could be playing in a home ballpark more suited to his game.
Well, there's no ballpark that can hold this guy, because he can hit it out anywhere. Left field, center field, right field, it doesn't matter. He's got power to all fields.
There goes Utley. The pitch gets away from Chavez. And now nobody's covering third, so Romero streaks over there with the shift on.
Yeah, heads up play by Ricky Romero. Once he realized that that ball was back to the screen, it was going to be Scott Rowland. That's him covering on that steal attempt, and once that ball got by Chavez, nobody's at third. Heads up play by Ricky Romero to get over there.
Focus now on Howard. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and he got him on strikes. Down goes a guy with 20 home runs. And Romero, with Utley at second, leaves him right there here in the fourth inning.
Practice lesson with Roy Halladay, a pitching lesson. Right now, the current bid is $1,800. I mean, this is invaluable.
Well,
Jamie?
Look at this, Ivanka. Base hit for Scott Rowland. A career-high hit streak now becomes 15 consecutive games.
Looked like a breaking ball, and when you're seeing the ball as well as Scott Rowland is seeing it, doesn't matter what you throw up there. Hamels off speed, rolling a little bit out in front, but he gets enough of the big part of the bat on the ball, and he just kind of scorches it down the left field line at just inside the foul line for extra bases. And the Jays have their second runner in scoring position tonight.
And first extra base hit of the night as Adam Lynn, a left-handed hitter, steps in to face Hamels. Strike one.
You know, and this might work out nicely for the Jays here. Runner on second, nobody out. You want to try and pull the ball right to the right side, so Hamels is going to keep the ball away from Adam Lynn. Well, where's the strength of Adam Lynn?
Opposite field.
He can take that ball on the outer half and rip it into left field.
How about that shot 2 nights ago? A 2-run home run off Bronson Arroyo.
The ball was off the plate, the home run he hit. If he didn't swing at it, the umpire probably would have called it a ball. but he had enough plate coverage and lift for his home run.
And he grounds to the right side, allowing Rolen to advance to third. There's a good at bat by Lind. And with one away, that will give Kevin Millar an opportunity to try and cash Rolen.
And we'll see how Charlie Manuel, the manager of the Phillies, plays this. It's still early in the game, in the fourth inning. He might bring in the corners, concede the run here with just one out.
Infield is back at normal depth, and Ruiz does a nice job of handling that baseball. Hamels the 1-0, fouled away. Kevin Millar trying to cash Scott Rolen, who stands at third. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Hamels the kick and pitch. And that is drilled foul as well. So it's 1-2 now.
Staying hard away against Millar. If he throws him a breaking ball, he might try and bounce it. Something off the plate. He got him last time with something hard away. Struck out Kevin.
That pitch is away too, and the ball flies away into the right field seats. And that fastball that Hamels used to strike out Millar in the last at bat really seemed to catch him by surprise.
Maybe he was thinking about something inside. Maybe he was thinking of something off speed. Going to go back out there again.
Here they go away. And once again, Millar gets a piece.
Kind of taking that half swing, just fouling off some good pitches from Cole Hamels. Does he take a chance and try and slip a fastball on the inner half to Millar and freeze him?
This is a pretty savvy hitter up here.
He can turn on those inside heaters. Yep,
sets
there they
up
go.
inside. And once again, Millar fouls it off.
Now as a hitter, go back out. Now think outside. They showed you the one pitch inside. Go back outside now.
Watch the movement of Ruiz, the catcher. He's right over the heart of the plate, and it's tapped foul. Boy, Millar's doing a nice job here against Hamels. The count remains 1-2, though Millar has fouled off ball after ball after ball. 6, in fact, as he tries to bring home Scott Rolen. He swings and misses, and finally Hamels finishes him off. And like in the at-bat prior, it comes with a heater.
They had to go upstairs to get him. Ties up Kevin Millar, and that'll take a 2-out hit from Alex Rios to plate the game's first run.
The first pitch to Alex, taken for strike one. Alex is only hitting .235 with runners in scoring position this year, but .286 when there are 2 away. So we'll see how he fares here. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rolen started the inning with a double to left field. extending his hit streak to 15 games. He moved to third on Lynn's ground out to the right side. And after Millar strikes out, here's Rios. And he swings and misses on the 1-1. And that is Cole Hamels' out pitch right there, that nasty changeup.
Put that fastball in his mind with the first one. Reached back through a fastball right down the middle, and now he's really trying to mess up his timing.
Ground ball up the middle, base hit, and the Blue Jays lead. On 2 strikes, Alex Rios gets it in. And the Jays are on top 1-0.
And he hit a mistake from Hamels. Hanging breaking ball. He wants this one down, see if he can fish for it, and it's right over the middle. Right in the hitting zone for Rios, and he sends it back through the middle.
So here is Raul Chavez, who's hitting in place of Rod Barajas. If you've just joined us, Barajas started this game behind home plate, but has suffered some kind of an injury after he singled to center field on his way down to first base. So he has been replaced by Chavez. We can give you an update on Barajas' injury. He's been diagnosed with a right hamstring strain. Hopefully it's not serious, as Chavez awaits the 1-1. Foul tip, a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, you just never know about those hamstrings. Even the mild ones, you could be out a week or so. Hot, muggy night like tonight, you do a lot of sweating. Your muscles start cramping up, especially for a catcher who is up and down and crouching and throwing.
And I'm not sure, although he's at AAA Las Vegas right now, I'm not sure Michael Barrett is in position health-wise to return to the major leagues. So if this turns out to be something that's long-term for Barajas, who knows who might be summoned from the minor leagues. Here's the 1-2, and it's flied into shallow left field. Bruntlett backs up and makes the play, but after 4, the Blue Jays lead 1-0 over the Phillies. Join the Jays anywhere on a road trip this year. That's one of the items up for bid in our charity auction.
Center or anywhere that the team is playing on the road for the remainder of the season. You could be coming from anywhere in North America, and Air Canada is going to fly you. 2 people there. You also get 2 tickets to each of the game in the series, and you get hotel stay. I mean, what better deal is that? And right now it's only going for $2,100. We've got lots of people standing by. Just call the number on your screen. Jamie.
Ivanka, thank you. And for those of you at home wishing for a little more information on all the items up for bid, please log on to BlueJays.com. You'll get a breakdown of everything there. And as you saw on the tote board, the Roy Halladay pitching lessons is now going for $2,500. So great to see that, because, you know, for a while there might be a person out there wanting to bid, but maybe they find Halladay might be a little intimidating. He's such a
No.
Not at all. We know how he prepares for a game. He's going to be more than friendly if you bid high on that item.
You can ask him about that. He'll probably show you around. That last item up there, $2,100. The airfare alone might be just $2,100.
Here's John Mayberry Jr. slapping it foul. And on the subject of Halladay, if you didn't hear, there is good news. He had a full-blown side session today. Used every pitch that he knows and came off feeling tremendous. He's healthy and raring to go. Halladay will return and start the game here in Toronto on Monday against Tampa Bay. In fact, the Blue Jays got a couple of doses of good news. Not only is Halladay set to return, but Jeremy Accardo is now available. So the Blue Jays go back to a 7-man bullpen.
Mark Carlson, that's the home plate umpire. He came out from behind home plate, Jamie, and signaled that it's going to be a ball on Ricky Romero. He went to his mouth while he was on the dirt area. So 2-2.
And the pitch gets a ground ball to Rolen. Up and over to third, and Mayberry is gone.
Just to finish up what you were talking about with Jeremy Accardo, we asked Cito Gaston before the game today, would he be the closer if it was a one-run game here in the 9th inning? And his answer was, not yet.
Not necessarily.
Jason Frazier will be his guy right now. But it's nice to add another arm down to that bullpen.
Certainly an arm who in the past has had experience as a closer. Nothing Toronto here as Pedro Feliz awaits the 0-1. And he waves at that breaking ball from Romero.
See, now he's got a couple places he can go, because he's got a good changeup that he'll use for a strikeout pitch. He's got a good curveball that he can use for a strikeout pitch. He can go to either one of them. And then when you get those Philly hitters thinking about that off-speed pitch, that's when you can throw that 92 mile an hour right on the inside part of the plate and freeze them.
Two and two up high. One gone in the top of the 5th inning. And here is the payoff. A changeup hit in the air into left field. But it stays in the park. 2 away.
Shows you the confidence that Ricky Romero has in that changeup. Throws it at 3-2. It's like Cole Hamels. Philly starter tonight. 3 pitches that he has. He can throw them at any time. He has confidence in them. Got enough fastball to throw by him. Hamels is on a nice little roll himself. He's had a couple of really good outings of late.
Here's Chris Coast. And out goes Aaron Hill. What a night for Ricky Romero. 3 up, 3 down in the 5th. All he has allowed so far was 1 walk to Chase Utley.
His cleats, his warm-up jacket, and also his wrists, and Lyle Overbay donating his helmet and also a bat. I mean, this is such a deal right now. That's only going for $1,600. Pat?
Hey, well, you get the locker with that too, right?
Yes, you do.
You get the locker. That was an official locker that used to be in the clubhouse.
I believe it was Casey Jansen's locker after they remodeled the clubhouse. So again, here are the phone numbers: 888-871-5789. That's 1-888-871-5789. Or for those in the Toronto area, 416-341-1495. Lines are open now, and bidding ends at the end of 7 innings.
Let's get that bidding up right there. What a conversation piece to have in your house when you bring your friends over.
Yeah.
You got this giant locker sitting there with
Wouldn't
all that memorabilia in there.
In fact, I believe the locker is actually autographed. There it is. It's got the nameplate and everything.
Right out of the old locker room right there. Look at that. Jerseys, shoes, balls, helmets, bats.
And that's not just a locker that was around for, 2007. It was actually built in 1989, so was, probably sprayed with champagne.
If you
after
could tell
Joe
me,
hit the home run in '93.
If you could tell me where that locker was in the old locker room,
you could tell if it was yours.
I could tell whose it was. I bet.
Yeah.
I think I could remember. We'll just say it was Robbie Alomar's old one. That'll work,
there
right?
You go. That'll draw a few
Jeff Ross
bids.
will be able to say.
Well, again, for more information on the items up for bid, and time is indeed running out, log on to BlueJays.com. First man is on here in the 5th inning, as Bautista draws a walk against Hamels. Hamels faced Romero a week ago Tuesday at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. As Scutaro tries to bunt, but it rolls foul. Hamels went 6 innings that day. Romero 7. Neither was around at the end because it went 10 innings, and the Blue Jays scored 5 times in the 10th, making a winner of Scott Downs. The pitch, and it's fouled back. Marco Scutaro right now leads the American League in runs scored. In fact, in Blue Jays history, he's one of only 3 to lead the American League in that respect on this date. Kelly Gruber in 1990 had scored 54 runs to this point. And Devon White, who we saw in Washington, he's working with the Nationals now, had 61 runs scored on the 25th of June back in 1993. Here Marco is up there trying to move Bautista over. He's over there at first. Nobody out, bottom of 5. Hamels comes to the plate, and it's scorched foul.
Have you noticed what Marco has been trying to do against Cole Hamels the first 3 pitches here? He tried to bunt the first couple of pitches. You got the first baseman holding the runner on. Hamels is left-handed. He falls off towards the third base side. The second baseman is close to second for the double play. He was trying to bunt into no man's land on that right side there. Came up empty on the first 2, and now he's trying to shoot the ball through that hole on the right side.
Bautista creeps out slowly and draws a throw.
He's playing games right now with Cole Hamels. He's trying to get a walking lead. He's trying to move when Hamels picks up that front foot. He's also trying to get a big lead, and his first movement is back towards first, just trying to get in the mind a little bit of Cole Hamels, and maybe he'll pay a little bit too much attention to him over there and give Marco Scutaro something better to hit.
0-2 drill to left field. Here is that ball heading for the wall. Takes a big hop, played by Mayberry. Bautista into third. Scutaro with a double, and the Blue Jays are in business.
You know, it worked. It worked for Bautista because Hamels went to the slide step, and an 0-2 pitch that is not very good to Marco Scutaro, and he jumps all over it. There's the quick slide step, hanging fastball right around the numbers, and he rips it right off the wall. It comes about 3 or 4 feet from knocking that one over the fence. And the Jays right now are in business, second and third, and nobody out.
And Aaron Hill, he of 17 home runs and 52 RBIs, takes strike 1 and then looks back at Mark Carlson. There's no question Hill's not in agreement with that call. 0 for 2 tonight. He's got runners at second and third. Nobody out. Hamels the 0-1, and it's ripped foul. Two-strike pitch, fouled away again. Aaron is trying to earn himself a trip to the All-Star game in the middle of July. His numbers certainly indicate that he's worthy. Sits second in the American League in hits, first in total bases, second in multi-hit games. He's had a whale of a year, and you can vote for him by going to BlueJays.com. Oh, and 2. And the pitch drilled to the gap in right center field. Bautista's in, Scutaro follows, And the Blue Jays take a 3-0 lead.
You know what's been good about Aaron is his approach at the plate, which has been very aggressive. If you take that approach to the plate, you can hit with 2 strikes. And that's exactly what he does. Inside out's a fastball from Hamels. And he shoots it up that alley in right center field. Ball is cut off by Jason Worth, but not before RBIs 53 and 54 for Aaron Hill, stretching that lead out to 3-0.
And the man coming to the plate might be starting to find his swing again. Vernon Wells takes a pitch inside. He's 1 for 2. Wells has Hill up at second, and the Blue Jays now enjoy a 3-0 advantage after Hill's double. And there's Hill heading for third, and he is not challenged. A stolen base. What a crafty move by Hill, who swipes his 3rd bag of the year.
A heads-up play by Hill at second base. Watch the running lead he gets off of Hamels. Times it just right. Hamels gives him 1 look, and he makes it easily.
And a grounder to third. Feliz plays Hill back to the bag, and it's dug out by Howard for out number 1. I am told around the time of that double that scored 2, the batting practice session with Aaron Hill climbed to $4,000.
Did it really?
Yes.
Hey.
So maybe Aaron had an impact. Again, there are the numbers: 1-888-871-5789 or 416-341-1495. You want to spend some time with Aaron learning how to hit? Call the numbers now. All the money going to a very good cause, the Jays Care Foundation. Strike 1 on Scott Rowland. A called strike, 0-2. Chan Ho Park starts to throw in the Phillies pen. Hamels runs it inside on Rowland. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Blue Jays tonight have certainly given this crowd reason to be excited. And we couldn't help notice during batting practice a large group of people, seemingly Phillies fans, now with summer upon us, made their way up from Philadelphia and the surrounding area.
Infield comes in now. The way Ricky Romero is pitching, Charlie Manuel can't afford to give up any more runs. Man on third, less than 2 outs. Scott Rowland with 2 strikes. He's up on that bat handle now. He had a bat like this yesterday and came through with a big hit.
Works the count, 3-2.
Even against the left-hander, I bet she is just closing off the left side of the infield. And he's just thinking right back through the middle, right center field. Trying to stay on that ball as long as possible. Doesn't want to overcommit here.
Curveball hit in the air. Back goes Victorino. And Mayberry makes the catch. Hill scampers home, and the lead is now 4. 4-0 Toronto on the sacrifice fly by Scott Rowland.
Pretty good at bat right there from Rowland. Fell behind 2 strikes and then just battled Cole Hamels pitch for pitch until he got a curveball that he was hit far enough for a sacrifice fly. That's why you see that whole team up there giving him high fives.
First pitch is fouled away. So far, it's a 3-run inning for the Jays. As Lynn grounds to first. Howard underhands, and Lynn beats it out. Cole Hamels doesn't seem to be in this game right now.
Well, he got over there, but I think there wasn't much on the throw. Howard backs up on the ball now. He's in short right field, and he underhands it. That's the kind of ball where you got to kind of like zing it over there and give your pitcher plenty of time to catch the ball and find the bag. Oh, he slips a little bit off the mound. He's still ahead of Adam Lynn, but he had to slow down to catch that ball. And Lynn, hustling all the way, will pick up the infield single.
Well, Chan-Ho Park continues to throw in the Phillies' pen. Hamels is certainly scuffling a little here against the Blue Jays, allowing 4 runs on 7 hits. He has struck out Kevin Millar twice. We have to keep in mind, as Hamels hits 100 pitches, that the weight of the world from a Philadelphia perspective seems to be on this young man, and he's only 25 years of age, only drafted back in 2002. But the expectations this year have been heavy. He was a World Series MVP, helping the Phillies to just their 2nd World Series championship.
And he had a couple of injuries early in the year. We were showing that first 4 and last 9 for him. He had a left shoulder contusion back in April. He also had a left ankle sprain at the end of that month. So it looks like he's physically starting to round into shape, and he wanted that curveball right there from Mark Carlson.
Yeah, he is certainly phased. You can see him come off the mound and say something into his glove.
Right there. He wanted it, says something into his glove.
Mark Carlson is hearing it from the Phillies dugout. And so the kick and the pitch on the 1-2 grounded foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Hammered and not caught by Feliz. He got glove on the baseball, and now Lynn turns for third. He gets there safely as Millar hits it so hard that Feliz can't make the catch. So the inning continues for the Blue Jays. Millar picks up his first base hit.
Ball hit hard by Kevin Millar. Watch Feliz, who is a very good third baseman, go up and just off of his glove. Ball is hooking off a bat, a right-hander. Feliz, 2nd in the National League in fielding percentage last year. Just cannot come up with that one.
Charlie Manuel slowly makes his way to the mound. This is a very interesting and somewhat animated conversation, and finally now he summons Chan-Ho Park from the bullpen. So a dejected Hamels leaves, and in comes Park. Now, there's no question about that. When we last saw them, they were swept by the Blue Jays in 3. Baltimore came to town and swept them in 3. They then went down to Tampa Bay and lost 2 of 3. So here's a Phillies team clinging to their lead in the National League East, World Series champs, and they have just 2 victories in their last 12. So you can imagine that not only the skipper, but starting pitcher Cole Hamels possess a short fuse right now as Chan Ho Park comes in relief. Just 4 2/3 for Hamels in the ball game this evening. Here's Alex Rios, 1 for 1. He singled home Rolen to give the Blue Jays the lead in the 4th. The Jays with 3 runs on 4 hits in this inning so far, and they have 2 in scoring. 2 on the corners, with Lind at third, Kevin Millar over at first. There's a snap throw down there, and Millar just gets back.
Kevin was anticipating that ball in the dirt. What a play by Ruiz, the catcher for the Phillies. Acts like a first baseman and digs this ball out of the dirt, and then a snap throw. But Millar hustles back and gets his hand in there just ahead of the tag of Ryan Howard.
So Park sets for the 1-2 to Rios, and here it comes. Grounded right back to him. He makes the kick save and is hurt. He is down. The inning comes to an end, but Chan Ho Park is down, and he is very, very sore right now.
Jamie, it looked like he might have buckled his knee a little bit on that comebacker by Rios. He follows through, and he's in great position to make the play. Watch that right knee now. He goes down to get it. It looks like it buckled on him. He has the presence of mind to pick it up and make the out. Watch this from the center field camera. Just watch that right knee just kind of buckle right there. All the pressure goes right on it, and he goes down.
4-0 Toronto after 5 innings of play. You're watching Blue Jays baseball on Rogers Sportsnet. Texas, but came back to the Blue Jays. And we'll get to talking about your playoff performance against the Kansas City Royals that year as we bring Eric Bruntlett up to the plate to face Ricky Romero. Top of the 6th inning, and Cliff Johnson is our guest. Tell us about your 2 stays here with the Blue Jays, Cliff.
Oh, I tell you what, my whole tenure here was just a great experience. The fans really exalted me on, and it was just my pleasure to have some good seasons here.
Here's Brundle thrown out by Scutaro at short, one away.
Something I didn't realize, Cliff, that 83 and 84 Blue Jays team, they won 89 games in each of those seasons. Those were some good teams that were just on the cusp of becoming a championship team.
We would have done a lot better, Pat, but we had a serious relief pitching shortage.
That's what Jerry Howard said.
Yeah,
that's being nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't like to belittle anybody, especially my teammates, but had we, had some quality relief pitching, there's just no telling how far we could have gone.
But I think they solved that, Cliff. When you signed with the Texas Rangers, they got, as I recall, Tom Henke as compensation.
Yeah, we got old long-head Hinky back, but I was telling somebody one day, I said, I'm surprised Bobby Cox didn't tear the old ballpark down, because he was so intense, and we go into 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, and with a lead, and in our relief pitching, give it up, and that's kind of hard to take.
Now, you wore 44, as I recall, your first time with the Jays, but when you came back, it was 00. Why 00?
Just having fun. just having fun. Just having a good old time. That's about it.
Well, I'll tell you something that wasn't very fun is playing third base when you were up at the bat. That was no fun.
Well, I undressed a few. But,
yes, you're looking at one of them right here.
No, I didn't, Pat. Yes. I didn't do you like that, did I?
Over at Exhibition Stadium on that frozen tundra over there.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's not a very good feeling.
Here's the 0-2 pitch from Romero, and he gets a swing and a miss from Carlos Ruiz. And there are 2 away in the 6th inning. Our guest is Cliff Johnson. Now, you hit something like 350 or 360 in that American League Championship Series against Kansas City, and we don't want to remind you as to what the Royals did in coming back from 3-1. But when the Blue Jays finally won the World Series in '92 and you were out of baseball, what were you thinking?
It could have been us in '85.
Yes?
That was the first thing came to my mind.
That was the year they expanded the format to 7 games.
And they would have won.
Absolutely, that was the year. And I mean, to be up 3-1 and to get swept 3 straight, that was a very hard pill to swallow.
That team, 99 wins, still a team record.
Mm-hmm. It was heartbreaking. And I know we have a lot of viewers here, Cliff, who remember that series oh so well.
Is that how many games we won? 99 that year?
99 and 85.
I'm glad you told me, because I had no idea.
That's a pretty good year,
still a record.
Cliff.
Even all those other playoff teams and the World Series teams never won 99 games.
Oh, I had no way of knowing. I really didn't know that. But anytime you win 99 ball games, I mean, that should send you on your way somewhere other than home.
After the first round.
Now, Cliff, what are you doing these days?
I was just staying on the ranch, raising Black Burngus cattle, and I was talking to Paul Beeston, and he asked me, was I still fooling with horses? And I told him, damn it, I just bought 2 the other day. So.
Well, here is Scutaro picking up the baseball and throwing out Victorino. You are watching, Cliff, one heck of a pitching performance tonight by Ricky Romero, and we thank you for joining us on Flashback Fridays.
Hey, guys, the pleasure is mine. Hope to see you guys again.
That is
The Jays on Rogers Sportsnet. Brought to you by Home Hardware and Home Hardware Building Center. Homeowners helping homeowners.
Guys, time is running out for the Jays Care Foundation charity auction. If you're a little tight on the budget, how about this? It's a $100 fan gift pack. It includes a bobblehead, Blue Jays t-shirt, a baseball autograph by a player, and also a photograph. So it's a great deal. Just call the number on your screen. For more details about all the packages, just go to bluejays.com. Guys.
Now, Bonka, time is indeed running out. The auction comes to an end after 7 innings. The toll-free number 1-888-871-5789, or in Toronto, call 416-341-1495. The lines remain open and will until the end of 7. Here's Tyler Walker, familiar to the Blue Jays. He pitched in all 3 games in the series in Philadelphia just over a week ago. He comes in relief. Clearly Chan Ho Park hurt himself enough that he cannot continue. So Raul Chavez grounds to third, and Feliz goes across the diamond, 1 away. Rogers Fast Facts are brought to you by Canada's fastest mobile network, 3 times faster than any other. The Jays are now 15-12 against Philadelphia all time, and they've won the last 5 in a row.
Does that count the World Series?
I knew you were going to ask. I think it said an interleague.
Oh.
You make a good point, though.
Let's throw 4 more on there, just for the heck of it, right?
Great point. You know, coming in, as we look at Walker facing Jose Bautista, the Phillies in this ballpark in interleague play are 5-4. And over the course of those 9 games, they've scored a combined 50 runs, averaging almost 6 runs per game. But tell that to Ricky Romero, who has shut them out tonight on nothing more than a measly walk. So he is dealing through 6. In the bottom half of the inning, after Chavez grounds out, here's Bautista, who has struck out, walked, and scored. Walker with the 3-1, drilled foul. And you know, Pat, the Blue Jays swept that series recently in Philly, despite the fact they went 0 for 14 with the bases loaded. But in the game in particular where Ricky Romero was hitting, he came up twice with the bases loaded and once with 2 men on, and struck out on all 3 occasions.
And all 3, yeah. Did he get the bat off of his shoulder? Because I remember
he was kind of under orders not to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Cedar was saying, I don't want anybody to swing. But you look at the numbers in that series, the pitchers I thought were great. Remember where you were playing that series. That's a great hitter's ballpark.
No question.
Citizens Bank Park. Blue Jays ERA in that game, or excuse me, that series, 3.5 against a very good offensive team in Philadelphia. They out-homered them 7-6. They outscored them 2-1, 23-11, despite hitting 9 for 40 with runners in scoring position. The pitchers really stepped up in that series.
3-2, fouled back again. Bautista's putting up quite a fight here against the reliever Tyler Walker. Walker now the 3rd Phillies pitcher after Hamels leaves after 4 2/3, and he was ejected on the way out. Park retired 1 hitter, that was Rios, but leaves with injury, and now Walker's on. Bautista swings and drills the ball to center field. Victorino got a great jump and makes the catch. And we go downstairs now to Sam Cosentino.
Well, Pat, earlier you were talking about Rod Ross and that hamstring issue, and obviously you can't take any chances with a catcher. So just to throw a few names out there in case the Blue Jays need to call up a catcher. Michael Barrett is hitting .308. He's got 13 at-bats in AAA. Las Vegas. JP Aronsebi hitting .227, has caught 59 games, and Kyle Phillips has also caught in 11 games. So 3 possibilities. Obviously, if Barrett's ready, he'll be the guy to come back up. But Aronsebi might be someone else to have a look at if the Jays have to go that route and put Barajas on the DL.
You know, and catchers are a little bit different than, let's say, maybe if a pitcher tweaks an arm, like a Jeremy Accardo misses a couple days. There's other guys that you can go to. Or a middle infielder guy gets hurt a little bit, you can bring your utility infielder in. When a catcher goes down, you can't go into the next day with just one catcher. You have to have 2 healthy guys just in case your backup guy gets hurt. So it will be interesting at the end of tonight's game to see what the reaction is from the Blue Jays and what happens with Rod.
There could be somebody right now heading for the airport in Las Vegas as we speak, in fact, to get here in time for tomorrow's game.
If the hamstring is not strong enough or injured enough where he's going to have to miss a couple of days.
One ball and 2 strikes on Scudero. He hits this one a mile in the air, and it's playable for Victorino. Walker comes in and gets a 1-2-3. There is 1 inning left to bid for one of the items in support of the Jays Care Foundation. BlueJays.com has more information. We'll be back.
Tournament. One spot alone costs $1,500, taking place at Rattlesnake, and then you get to go to the game and meet some players.
And Pat, you'll be involved in that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to bring my sticks up.
Yes, you are.
To play in that. See some of the boys.
This is the last inning to make your bid on one of the auction items on our first ever live charity auction during the course of a Blue Jays broadcast, all in support of the Jays Care Foundation. As we begin the 7th inning with Chase Utley 0 for 1. Ricky Romero over 6 innings has only allowed 1 walk. That came to Utley in the 4th. Other than that, nothing much from the Phillies. He has struck out 7 as he throws the 2-0. Base hit right field, and that is the first hit for the Phillies tonight. Ricky Romero had no hit. The Phillies over 6.
And the fans with a nice round of applause for the young left-hander. You've heard the adage, baseball is a game of inches. Utley gets this one, hits it hard. But watch how close Kevin Millar comes to just snagging that ball out of the air.
And now Jason Worth steps in. Worth is 0 for 2, grounding out and striking out. But he is a home run threat, and he's proved that to the Blue Jays in the last 2 seasons. Here's Ricky with the 1-0 pitch down low. And now Chavez needs a word.
He hasn't had to work out of the stretch too often.
Not at all.
Just one time. He's already had 5 3-up, 3-down innings.
Ricky retired the first 10 batters. And then with 1 out in the 4th, walked Utley. He then struck out Worth and Howard to end that frame. And that misses at 3-0. He went 1-2-3 in the 5th, 1-2-3 in the 6th, but gives up a leadoff single to Utley here in the 7th. Strike 2. Worth made the turn for first, but he'll have to come back and battle Romero. Now a full count. Nobody out. Utley at first.
Big pitch with the home run threat on the on deck circle.
Goes with the change. It's grounded to Scudero, who keeps it in front of him. Doesn't throw. And an infield single for Worth puts runners at first and second.
Maybe if he came up with that cleanly on the first one, he might have had Utley at second base. Scudero has done such a great job all season long with his range, his glove, his arm. He lays out on this one. It just hits him in the heel. If he comes up with that cleanly, maybe he has a shot at second base to get the lead runner. But once it bounces off the heel, no chance to get anybody.
And now the complexion of this game changes a little bit because the Phillies have 2 men on, and Ryan Howard, who's hit more home runs than anyone since the start of the 06 season, stands at the plate. Howard has grounded out and struck out so far tonight.
You see the 20 home runs and 57 RBIs. 40 extra base hits for Ryan Howard this year, so he's not just a home run guy.
Finally, we see some action in the bullpen. They had been observers until now, and now Jeremy Accardo gets the glove on and will start to warm up. Here's Romero about to throw his 100th pitch of the game. There's a shot taken by Hill. He goes to second. A leaping throw to first. What a double play. Oh, marvelous. Marcos Scudero with a leap. And that completes the 4, 6, and 3.
How about the backhand short hop pick by Hill to start it? Look at that. Ball almost takes his glove off. He stays with it. He gives Scudero a good feed. Watch this play by Hill. Whew. A good feed. You know Jason Worth is going to come after Scudero, but he doesn't let him. He jumps over him and completes the double play. Wow, that was pretty.
Magnificent effort from Hill, who feeds to Scudero, who goes to Millar. And now there are 2 away, and John Mayberry Jr. rolls it foul. And the timing for Romero is perfect. Just as it looked like he was getting into a little bit of trouble, and just as the bullpen started to throw. He relies on his defense,
which has been great.
Rock solid. One strike on Mayberry Jr. The kick and the pitch from Romero, a curveball, and it's taken foul. Well, the no-hit bid is now gone, but he could still get through 7 without giving up a run, and that is his intention right now. 2 strikes on Mayberry. Utley, the base runner at third. Here it comes from Ricky in the dirt, 1-2. Romero the pitch, and Mayberry holds up. Tim Tashita at first says he didn't go around, so the count now goes to 2-2.
Not a bad idea right there from Ricky Romero, a curveball. That was his bread and butter pitch the last time he faced the Phillies. You can see that John Mayberry holds up on that curveball. His curve has been good in this game, but not as good as the last time we saw him in Philadelphia. So he's had to go to that pitch right there, the changeup, and he's going to get out of it.
Mayberry flies to center, and that's it. After the first 2 get on, none get in, and Romero has shut out the Phillies through 7. Back at Rogers Center as Aaron Hill steps in to face Tyler Walker. I'm Jamie Campbell with Pat Tabler and Sam Cosentino on a brilliant Friday night. This ball hit in the air to left field. Here's John Mayberry Jr. and Hill is retired. Let's bring in Ivanka Osmak with more on this auction.
Guys, this is the exciting part because we're only a couple of outs away when the auction closes. Taking a look at the board and some of the deals that you can still have. Pitching lesson with Roy Halladay only going for $3,600 right now. Aaron Hill, $5,000. Back-to-back World Series reunion weekend. You can meet some of the players from the World Series and also golf and go to the Jays game. Only $2,800. So call in right now. Jamie.
Ivanka, only 2 outs to go. End of 7 ends the auction in support of the Jays Care Foundation. So here's your last chance to bid. Call the toll-free number 1-888-871-5789. or in Toronto, 416-341-1495. You better hurry. Time is running out.
Some great stuff. And for a great cause.
Wonderful cause.
You know, a great cause. So let's go.
Walker facing Vernon Wells, who's 1 for 3. Vernon singled in the first inning and now has a 10-game hit streak. Other interleague games going on, and one that affects both the Jays and Phillies. The Yankees are leading the Mets 4-0 right now in the 4th inning. Philadelphia holds a half-game lead over the Mets in their division, while New York is up by a game over Toronto. Grounded too short, and Bruntlett throws out Wells by a step.
After Ricky Romero came off the mound there in the top of the inning, it looks like he got the handshakes from Cito Gaston. That usually means he's going to go to the bullpen to try and finish this one up. Up over 100 pitches. He gave up just that base hit to Utley and the infield single to Worth. What a job from Ricky. And you see a guy warming up in between innings. We'll see Accardo at the top of the 8th.
Scott Rowland received a nice applause when he was announced. Rowland doubled and scored in the 4th. So in the game tonight, he establishes a brand new career high, having hit successfully in 15 straight games. Scott also drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 5th inning. He cashed Aaron Hill. 4-0 Toronto. The 1-1 pitch swung on and missed by Rowland. While we have a second, let's wish a happy birthday to June Doherty of Exeter, Ontario. June turned 75 yesterday. Congratulations. Tyler Walker in relief of Chan Ho Park. A ball and 2 strikes on Rowland. And the pitch grounded softly to Utley at second. He charges the ball, gets it to first, and with that, the Jays Care Foundation auction comes to an end. Congratulations to our highest bidders. Here comes Jeremy Accardo from the pen. Burger King, home of the Whopper. Pat will call it the player of the game.
Yeah, we can't just do one play because Ricky Romero was sensational. 3rd straight game, he has thrown 7 innings. He came up with 7 strikeouts, just 3 base runners all evening long, a couple of hits and a walk. Romero, 7 strong innings, 7 shutout innings against the Phillies. And now it's up to the bullpen to finish it out.
Visit BlueJays.com to register for a chance to win prizes with the Burger King Superfan Contest. And with that, we see Jeremy Accardo coming out of the bullpen making his first appearance with the Blue Jays since the 21st of June. That was Sunday. Jeremy was summoned from AAA Las Vegas when Scott Downs went on the disabled list. On Sunday, Accardo came on to pitch in Washington in the 8th inning. Came up with a little bit of a groin strain facing Austin Kearns. Here's Scutaro behind the bag, and he takes care of Feliz.
Before that, Accardo had a save, his first of the year. Cito was saying before the game, it's nice to have another arm, an experienced arm down in that bullpen. And he gets rid of Feliz quickly.
For the Cincinnati series that just finished yesterday, they've been working essentially with 6 arms in the bullpen. And so now Greg Dobbs becomes a pinch hitter and will bat for the designated hitter Chris Coast. Ball 1 from Accardo. In the final game of the series in Philadelphia, with the Blue Jays on top 7-5 in the 8th inning, and Brandon League pitching, Dobbs came in with 1 away and hit a pinch hit home run to right field to close the gap to 7-6. Jimmy Rollins then doubled, and Shane Victorino drove him home. So the Blue Jays needed a deep drive by Rod Barajas in the top of the 9th inning to get them the lead back in a game they won 8-7 to complete a sweep of the Phillies. Here's Dobbs popping it up, and Scutaro comes over. 2 gone.
The 4 days off for Accardo. Looks like he's got some giddy up on that fastball. Cut that one right in on the hands of Dobbs and shattered his bat.
That brings up Eric Bruntlett, playing short tonight for Jimmy Rollins. Bruntlett, the number 8 hitter, is 0 for 2. So our starters are gone. Hamels and Romero have left the game. Tomorrow, it's a matchup of lefties. J.A. Happ for the Phillies, Brad Mills for the Blue Jays. And then on Sunday, Brian Tallett, a left-hander, against Jamie Moyer, a left-hander. Pat, I'm not sure I've ever seen a 3-game series with 6 lefties. But that's what we're going to see here this weekend with the Phillies in town. And Accardo has a relatively easy 8, the 1-2-3. So we're off to the bottom half with the Blue Jays on top 4-0. Outside Rogers Center, home of the Blue Jays and home of a team right now shutting out the defending World Series champions. A 4-0 score in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, the Phillies welcome Brad Lidge back. He was just activated off the disabled list yesterday.
Yeah, he was put on the DL back on June the 9th with a sprained right knee. Made a couple of appearances down in the minor leagues, one at Reading and one at Clearwater. His 11 saves, or excuse me, his 13 saves are tied for 11th in the National League in that category. Big right-hander who was awesome last year, helping the Phillies win the World's Championship. I mean, he was perfect from start to finish.
41 for 41 in save opportunities in the regular season. 7 for 7 in the playoffs. But he did blow one save, and that was at the All-Star game at Yankees. Guy blows one save all year, and it's in the Midsummer Classic. Mind you, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, as I recall.
Good hard fastball, but his bread and butter strikeout pitch is a hard breaking ball, hard slider. See a lot of batters swing at it while it's in the dirt.
He'll see Adam Lind here, and then Kevin Millar and Alex Rios in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lind is 1 for 3. Every Blue Jay starter except for Jose Bautista has a base hit tonight. And this one is golfed to the right field corner. A fair ball. Lind heads for second. The ball is picked up by Worth. A leadoff double for Adam here in the 8th.
He indeed picks on that good breaking ball from Lidge, and it quickens his bat up. Watch how he goes and gets this one. Down and into a lefty, just ripped into the corner. Lots of extra base hits off the bat of Adam Lind this year. That is double number 24.
Here's Kevin Millar. He swings at the first offering and pops it up. The ball drifts out of play. $21,331 paid attendance tonight at Rogers Center for the first game of this series with the Phillies. The Jays are 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and Millar lays off. In fact, he goes around and is called strike 2. Looked initially like he held up there.
Tough to hold up on that breaking ball. It comes in so hard, and the break is so late, especially for right-handed batters to lay off of it.
You know, the pitching, Pat, for Philadelphia this year has been downright awful. They've been scoring enough runs, hitting enough home runs, but their team ERA of 4.86 is second worst in the National League. Only Washington has a worse team ERA, and that seems to be the reason for the Phillies just hanging on at the top of the National League East. They've had a terrible time the last couple of weeks.
I think they really miss Brett Myers. When he went on the disabled list, it took that bona fide number 2 guy right behind Hamels. And you know how it is when you have a 1 and a 2 guy like that. We saw that all last year with Halladay and Burnett. You can go into series and just win series with those big guys. He went on the disabled list, and they have not been able to find that number 2 guy to fit in right behind Cole Hamels.
Surely a few of them are looking across the diamond tonight and saying, boy, I wish we had a kid like Ricky Romero. I mean, he has been impressive twice now against the Phillies. Ultra impressive tonight with 7 innings of work. He gave up just 2 hits and did not allow a run. Here's Kevin Millar trying to add to his lead. 4-0 Toronto. A 3-2 pitch. And the ball becomes a souvenir. Lined and foul by Millar.
He can still get the head out on a fastball. Still quick. Lidge tried to throw him by him, and he hooks it. Kevin is right on this high inside heater. About 93, 94 miles an hour, turning that one around.
Here's the 3-2. Kevin and his wife have 3 kids. There are twins, Kylie and Cashton, and then a son, Canyon. All the names start with K. It's kind of an odd thing to do for a hitter, to have all your kids' names start with K. But he says it has nothing to do with the fact I'm a hitter. It has everything to do with the fact that my name starts with a K too. 3-2. And the appeal. He does not go around. And so Millar takes first. And alertly, Adam Lind picks up third base on the play as the ball got away from the catcher Ruiz. We remind you, you can watch every out-of-market game live on your computer at home with MLB.tv. For more information, please look at BlueJays.com, where baseball is always on. This is the highest quality of live baseball available on the internet.
It is special. If you get that, it's really nice. You can watch archive games. You never miss anything from the Blue Jays. Homer on the road. It's really a neat thing.
Here's Rios now with runners on the corners, taking a strike from Lidge. Alex walked in the second, singled and drove in Rolen in the fourth, and then knocked Chan Ho Park out of the game with a comebacker in the fifth. We don't have a word on Park's injury, but it looked rather serious. Lidge with the 0-1, and it's there for strike 2.
Lyle Overbay has come in to pinch run for Kevin Millar. Stay in and play some defense in the top of the ninth.
Alex behind in the count then. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Overbay's at first, Adam Lind at third. Bottom of 8, none out. And the Blue Jays lead the opener 4-0. Three balls and 2 strikes now.
Lidge is a little rusty, as you can see. He did pitch in a couple of rehab appearances, but just an inning both times. An inning down in Clearwater in the Florida State League, and then Reading in Double-A. A hit and a couple strikeouts in those 2 games. Having trouble getting that breaking ball over right now.
Everybody except Bruntlett, the shortstop, is involved in this meeting, and now Bruntlett trots in from his position. Lidge fresh off the disabled list, activated just yesterday, and in trouble here after a leadoff double by Lind. He comes with the 3-2, and it's high for ball 4. So this is a familiar spot for the Blue Jays against the Phillies. Bases loaded. In 3 games in Philadelphia, the Blue Jays went 0 for 14 in this situation. Despite the fact they swept the series and scored 23 runs, they were dismal when the bases were loaded.
No pitchers are going to be hitting, though, in this series.
That's exactly right. You've got the number 8 hitter here, Chavez. And he hits the first one to center field. It's dropping quickly, and it drops in front of Victorino. Lind is in, and it's 5-0 for the Jays. Little bloop single for the man who wasn't even supposed to start this game.
Guy takes a big full swing like Chavez does, and with the infield in, you know they're not going to get it. And an outfielder, even a Gold Glover, Victorino in center field with his great speed, when a batter swings that hard and hits it off the end of the bat, it's tough to judge it. Falls in for an RBI single.
And for Chavez, that's RBI number 7 as Bautista takes a hack. So here's a delightful number. The Blue Jays are 1 for 1 with the bases loaded. He goes around. Tashida had a good look, 0-2.
Ruiz is doing a good job. That's about 4 or 5 balls that he's had to go down to block in the dirt just this inning.
Well, 5-0 should seem rather comfortable, but the Blue Jays can blow this one open right now. Nobody out on the 1-2 pitch from Lidge. And that just barely missed. It's 2-2. The Jays program has some interesting features, as this fan found out. Lidge deals the pitch, hits softly back to him. He comes to the plate, and the throw is wide. And so Ruiz only has one play, and that's to tag the incoming Overbay. That was set up for perhaps a double play, Pat, but they only get one.
Yeah, it had double play written all over it. Sometimes you don't know how much time you have. You see, Bautista is barely out of the box when Lidge gets rid of the ball. But he doesn't have his feet set underneath him. The ball sails on him, and they can just get the force out at home. Charlie, man, you're going to make another change here. Lidge has thrown enough pitches this inning. It's 5-0. Another pitching change for the Phils.
ahead, and the Blue Jays winning 5-0 at this point. Second pitcher of the inning for the Phillies is left-hander J.C. Romero.
The veteran left-hander had a tremendous season for the Phillies last year as their lefty out of the bullpen. He's at it again this year. As you see those good numbers, spent some time on the suspended list, so he's just getting going.
There's the situation. The bases are loaded. There's one away. And Marco Scutaro is the hitter. Rios, Chavez, and Bautista fill the bases. One run is scored here in the 8th. 5-0 Toronto. And Marco Scutaro swings at the first pitch from Romero. Marco has popped out once, flied out twice, doubled and scored. His double in the 5th contributing to a 3-run inning, an inning that knocked out Cole Hamels.
Romero's got that herky-jerky type of motion. Kind of throws 3/4. He's got that sweeping slider that he'll throw in on right-handers. He's been around.
Comes with a 1-1, and it's low for ball 2. He came into the major leagues in '99 with the Minnesota Twins. And then went off to the Angels for a season. That was '06. Split 2007 with Boston and Philadelphia. And now here he is in his second full year with the Phillies.
Got into 81 games last year for the Phils. The late inning left-handed reliever for Charlie Manuel last year. ERA under 3, averaged about a strikeout an inning.
The 2-1 pitch runs in on Scutaro. And now Marco's in the driver's seat here at 3-1. The bases are loaded. And Romero sets at the belt. Here comes the pitch, and it's down for ball 4. He has walked one in, and the lead stretches to 6.
Easy way to get an RBI right there for Marco Scutaro. And now a chance for Aaron Hill to have a big day.
Aaron doubled in a pair in the 5th inning. Now sitting on 54 RBIs. He grounds this one to short. Taken by Bruntlett. Off to second. Over to first. A double play. And that ends the inning. The Jays scored twice. And they head for the 9th up 6-0 on the Phillies.
hitting lesson with Aaron Hill went for $5 grand, back-to-back 92-93 World Series reunion weekend, which includes golf, going to the baseball games, all three against the Orioles that weekend, meeting some of the members of the 92-93 World Series. That went for $3,300. So it was fantastic, and we had a lot of fun down here, and I'm sure you're having a lot of fun up in the booth, eh, Jamie?
Well, we are watching Roy Halladay, who's telling Brian Talent, I'm in for 2 lessons now? What is Brandy doing? But Brandy, congratulations. Brandy Halladay, who has offered her husband up now to 2 bidders at, what was it, $7,500 apiece. Great news. A lot of money raised tonight for the Jays Care Foundation. In total, $48,900. So well done to all of you who committed to some of those prizes. As Dirk Hayhurst comes into the 9th inning, I'm sure Dirk would offer up a copy of his soon-to-be released book, The Bullpen Gospels, if it were published. It has not yet been, but it's coming out. Anything to raise a little money for a good cause. He's got a ball and 2 strikes here, and throws a breaking ball at Ruiz, the number 9 hitter.
It's been a good night all around.
It has been. Great weather. Timely hitting for the Blue Jays. A 6-0 lead. And all of it anchored by an outstanding start, perhaps his best in the big leagues, by Ricky Romero, who took a no-hitter into the 7th inning and leaves with 7 innings of work, no runs scored, and just 2 hits.
Fewest hits allowed in a ball game in his career.
Here's Hayhurst with the 2-2, and that bounces for a 3-ball 2-strike count. So it will be Ruiz followed by Victorino and then Utley. Hayhurst making his 8th appearance of the year. His ERA right at 1. There's a ground ball to Roland. And Ruiz is gone. 1 away. Sean McCormick and Martine Guyard have a lot to talk about on the upcoming edition of Sportsnet Connected. The NHL draft taking place this evening, and you can see how your team did by checking out Sportsnet Connected as soon as this ball game comes to an end. Victorino 0 for 3. He struck out twice. We'll be on the air tomorrow with Game 2 of this series. Please join us at 1 Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Brad Mills makes his 2nd big league start, and interestingly, 2nd against the Phillies. He'll be going up against J.A. Happ, a left-hander who's 4-0. And then on Sunday, we'll wrap up the series with Brian Talent, who is on the cover of the program this month after being thrust into that starting position, pulled out of the bullpen, and pitching so well, he deservedly gets a shot as the cover boy on the Blue Jays program. And he'll be facing 46-year-old Jamie Moyer.
So if you like left-handed starters, this is the series.
This is it.
Holy moly.
Wow. Hayhurst with the 2-2 on Victorino, a breaking ball, and Victorino works the count 3-2. He walks him. Ball 4 issued. The Yankees continue to lead the Mets 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they're in the 8th now in Atlanta, and the Red Sox hold a 4-0 lead on the Braves.
That's Josh Beckett pitching in that game, and he's had a great June also. We're talking about Ricky Romero's June, how trying to get victory number 3 this month. Beckett has been just as good.
And this comes the night after John Smoltz made his first appearance with the Boston Red Sox and was shaky in 5 innings, allowing 5 earned runs. Here's Chase Utley now. Runner goes from first, and the ball is lined to center field. It's a base hit that drops in front of Wells. Victorino takes off for third, and now Utley heads for second. He slides in safely. A lot of action there, and the end result is runners at second and third.
Yeah, a lot of action because Victorino was taken off. Blue Jays are not going to hold the runner over at first base with a 6-run lead, so Victorino takes off. The ball is hit hard by Utley in the center field. Wells almost has a shot at it. There goes Victorino. Coming hard, charging hard, Verner Wells on the short hop. He still thinks he has a shot at Victorino. Too much speed there, and Utley's going to take the extra base on the throw to third.
So here is a chance with 1 away for Jason Worth to break the shutout. The Jays' last shutout came earlier this month when they defeated the Texas Rangers 9-0. In a game that Brian Talent pitched, he went 7 innings and gave up just 2 hits. A very similar line to Ricky Romero's tonight.
And to show you how dominant Romero and Accardo have been, the Phillies are the only team in baseball to have an extra base hit in every single game this year. Tonight, 3 singles.
Just in case things get out of hand here in the 9th inning, Jason Frazier has started to throw. And now Hayhurst steps off, looking for a new set of signs. 2 balls and a strike on Worth. 1 down, top of 9. Fly ball to right field. Over to his left is Rios. Victorino tags. The shutout is broken. The Phillies are on the board. It's 6-1. But they'll trade the run for the out, and with 2 down, it'll be Ryan Howard's turn.
Last time the Phils have been shut out was the 2nd game of the season. Shows you how well their offense has hit this year.
A wave and a miss. So Howard falls behind 0-1. Ryan has not had a productive night. He grounded out, struck out, and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the 7th while facing Romero.
Yeah,
and that was a spectacular double play.
In the middle of the diamond by Hill, also by Marco Scudero.
Hayhurst with the 1-1 off the plate. Now 2 strikes on the big slugger. And here are the Blue Jays trying to take a bite out of the Phillies' impressive road record. They have only lost 11 games to this point on the road, but they're in the hole here with the Blue Jays leading by 5. Here comes the 2-2 to Howard. And it's on the inside. 3-2.
Had some good movement on the fastball. Chavez sets up outside, but watch after he catches it. He jumps right in front of the home plate umpire. I think he might have blocked him out of that fastball call.
Breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is the ball game. Hayhurst finishes off Howard, and the Blue Jays defeat the Phillies 6-1. The unquestioned star of this game, starter Ricky Romero, who goes 7 strong, allows just 2 hits, does not give up a run, and improves his record now to 5-3.
He was just dominant from the first pitch